Khajiit was left tired and slightly annoyed after defeating most of those bandits in Tavra's watch. The rude Nord Stalio claimed it was his home, but him and his guards didn't lift a finger to help this one clear it. It matters not. Khajiit feels a little better after slaying more bandits. Skyrim has already hardened this one. Drexton found a map in Tavra's watch, and it looks like Riften is much closer than previously thought. This one will continue its journey on the road.
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them. What are your thoughts on all this? I don't want some snotty elf telling me what gods I can and can't worship.
Khajiit encountered a pair of Nords talking about Stormcloaks, some sort of clan. Despite its harsh beginnings in Skyrim, it is actually a very beautiful place. On the road to Riften, Khajiit came across a small logging camp. It was run by a woman and her child. Khajiit only met the son.
It's just me and my mother at the mill here. My father is gone. We don't know what happened to him.
This one found a whetstone. Perfect. A great opportunity to sharpen the new fresh blades Khajiit gained from Tavra's watch. Khajiit spent some time practicing his sharpening skills. Surely this will be of great use in the future. Khajiit thinks in the future he will need to make his own weapons, his own equipment. But for now, stealing from bandits is working out wonderful. Darkness was approaching, and Khajiit would need to make camp very soon. Best to gather some firewood while at the loggers. The soreness from slaying bandits all night is making it very difficult. Before it got much later, Khajiit came across a fishing rod by the water. Khajiit has never fished before. Fishing in the twilight was a beautiful and relaxing experience. Khajiit was successful catching a few fish. It will eat well later. Skyrim is very dark at night. The blackness is suffocating. It was time to set up camp nearby. Khajiit was tired, and it was dark and cold. A campfire. Some light reading. Time for sleep. Khajiit slept well that night and awoke to a beautiful morning. Feeling refreshed, ready to take on Skyrim once again. Khajiit noticed another glowing crystal across in the lake. This is the second crystal that Khajiit has seen. Once again, Khajiit did not feel any different after touching the crystal. Something definitely happened. This one was learning quickly on how to live off of the land of Skyrim. The forests were generous. They offered much. This is the first time Khajiit met another Khajiit in Skyrim. Maik, this one was called. Maik had an interesting mount. A striped horse.
Maik wishes you well. Maik can travel fast across the land. Some lazy types take carriages. It is all the same to Maik. Once Maik got in trouble in Riften and fled to Windhelm. It is good that nobody there cared.
It was refreshing to see another Khajiit in Skyrim. It reminded Drexen of home. But this rain was getting his fur all wet. Back to the road of Riften. Once again, Skyrim's forests showed their blessings of generosity. This one would have a full belly for a while.
What do you... Yes?
If you're looking to purchase goods, I have none to sell. You should head into Riften instead.
Here, fresh potatoes. But if anyone asks, Khajiit was never here, yes?
Honest pay for honest work. All right.
Khajiit met a very strange bossmer at the farm. His name was Peragorn. Peragorn worked at the farm for free, no coin. Khajiit does not understand.
What is it? Oh, hello there. How are you? You seem jubilant. I tried that once, and I think it made my stomach ill. I'd rather spend another 8 hours on the farm. In any case, is there anything I can help you with? Well, that's something that doesn't happen every day. You want to ask me questions? I'm just a farmhand. On the list of important folks in this town, I'm about as low in common as a borrowed robe. So, I don't know who you think I am, stranger, but I'm not at all interesting. You, on the other hand, I bet you've gone on all sorts of adventures.
Drexen has mostly scavenged and wandered, friend. Truly nothing special, no.
You've seen more in one day than I've seen in all my life. I don't mean that in a negative way, though. I don't really care to see it. My life is here, harvesting crops for the snow shots. It's a simple life, but I can't see what I have to offer you beyond how to pick potatoes.
Khajiit enjoys conversing with everyday people, yes. There's always something to learn, no?
Alright, then ask your questions, and I'll try my best to impart what little wisdom I have. Although I'd still rather talk about you.
Are Bosmer allowed to be farmers, perhaps?
You sound like Valander. He never stops with the Green Pact and all this other religious nonsense. So I can't pick a cabbage from the garden, but if a Nord picks that same cabbage and sells it to me to eat, it's okay. The whole concept seems a little silly to me. If you're not going to eat vegetables, that's one thing, but don't look down on me for harvesting crops when there's plenty of green on your plate. Good. The climate here in Riften is ideal for the crops we grow. The soil is warm, but not too warm where the tubers refer to leaves. In some places the ground is so hard you need a shovel to harvest things. Here you can pull out the leeks by the stems. The potatoes require a little bit more care, so as not to damage them. You have to sort of ease the stalk out of the ground, and then claw around the dirt. It's still pretty easy compared to the farm work up north. I've got a bad back though, and I have to spend half my earnings over at Elgrim's Elixirs. And the rest I spend on food, shelter, and maybe the occasional bottle of meat. I've got no complaints though. If I had money, I'm not sure what to spend it on. Maybe so, but from what I hear, not everyone finds it warm. Sometimes it's too hot, sometimes it burns. Why seek the sun when you're comfortable in the shade? Sure. For starters, what's your favorite thing to eat in Skyrim? You must spend a lot of time up north. Stew's good, but it's not too popular in Riften. But in a place like Dawnstar, I bet there's nothing finer. No, I got more. I think. Okay, how about this? What do you think is the most fearsome beast in Skyrim? You're probably right. Luckily, around here you don't get too many bandits or mages, but there are plenty of thieves. No, that's it. I guess I can't even ask interesting questions.
Such a strange boss word. So depressed.
I have. For a long time, that was all I thought about. And it wasn't just to shut Valander up. I really wanted to know about my heritage, my home. So, every day, I'd skip a meal or pick a few more potatoes, and eventually saved enough to make the trip. I had everything packed. All that was left was to say goodbye. I thanked Advil and Leonara for having me, and all my friends at the bunkhouse. On my way to Solitude, I made a stop in Morthal. That's where I met this tavern maid. She was the perfect embodiment of a Nord woman. Tall, pretty, and fair of skin. Only there was something strange about the way she spoke. She called skeevers cave rats, Fulmer goblins, and constantly complained about the cold. I was more of a Nord than she was. And that's when I realized I didn't need to travel halfway across Tamriel to find my home. I was already here. Of course, Merryfair Farm can't afford to hire another hand, while the Snowshots have enough to pay a dozen farmers and a score of guards. Only the Snowshots only hire other Nords. True sons of Skyrim, basically. And maybe things might be different under Asgeir, but I don't have my fingers crossed. He's pretty much a mirror of his father. They'd never hire me, even though I'm pretty sure they need me. A lot of travelers come by and help out, but ever since Hagravi left about 5 years ago, there hasn't been another steady farmhand since. Volwolf will never admit it though. I've always said when they bury him, they're going to need 3 coffins. One for him, one for his pride, and one for that cauldron he calls a belly. No, but I don't mind. Hilga's bunkhouse isn't too expensive, the beds are cozy enough, and Nuluva is easy on the eyes. I know Southern thinks all of Mundus revolves around Hilga, and Svanna has her share of suitors, but I don't know. Neither of them strike my fancy. At least, not the way Nuluva does. To be honest, I love everything about the bunkhouse, except maybe Valander. You haven't met her? She's a Dunmer woman with eyes like ebony and a voice as smooth as the surface of Lake Honridge. He's not a bad person or anything. It's just the way he's always going on about Valenwood. It makes me feel like such an outsider. I may be Bosmer by blood, but I was born and raised here, and someday I'll die here too. I shouldn't have to be ashamed of that. I've told Valenwood many times that I've never been outside of Skyrim, but he'll still ask me what my favorite memories of our homeland are. Whenever I mention how beautiful the Fall Forest is, he'll tell me how the leaves on Sylvanar turn with twice the color. Or he and Ungrian will share stories about the way the cities rumble under your feet, or how a crop of new aromas bloom with each spring. And none of it means anything to me. When I sit at that table, I can't help but feel excluded, as if I have to apologize for who I am. My thoughts exactly. I think he pities me, but I should be the one pitying him. He's the one who left his home and abandoned his craft, not me. Goodbye.
Khajiit did not
Good to
enjoy
see
the
you.
conversation as much as he thought he would. Paragon is a strange boss. At first he seemed nice, but the complaints, the drama. Oh well. At least Paragon taught Khajiit a little bit about the Riften. Something about the bunkhouse, Valandor, seems like a mean person.
Hold and stand down. If you want to get into Riften, use the north gate. This one's closed. My orders are to tell the riffraff to use the north gate. That's it.
You will make an exception for Khajiit, yes?
No. You can use the north gate, or you can head to the next city.
Stupid Nord. Fine. Do you need help? Khajiit can assist.
You're making me angry.
Khajiit was only trying to help. Stupid Nords. Why do the Nords hate Khajiit? This one is a storm cloak with Imperial gear. Drexen's not sure the difference between the Imperial and storm cloak. Are they the same? Looks like the Stormcloak and the Imperials are fighting. Even outside the city's walls, Skyrim is not safe. Khajiit will need to always be on its toes. Alert.
Should be good.
Kill him.
Fight.
Brigands I can handle. But this talk of dragons, world's gone mad, I say.
Dragons? Khajiit thought dragons did not exist. A fairy tale.
Riftens, they say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
All right then.
If it's a bed you need, talk to Kirava in the Bee and Barb. She'll set you right.
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax. For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter?
Khajiit is not fooled. This is obviously a shakedown.
Call it what you want. You don't pay, then you're not getting in.
You are obviously a stupid thief. Drexen killed thieves.
I think you'd be a little smarter than that.
Khajiit is not fooled. This is clearly a shakedown. But he will still pay, yes.
It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Let me open the gate, and you can head into the city. The gate's unlocked. You can head inside when you're ready.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Need a ride?
I had another run-in with the Thieves' Guild.
Be careful, Mio. The Thieves' Guild has Maven Blackbriar at its back. One snap of her fingers and you could end up in Riften jail. Or worse.
They represent the reason I'm here. I can't just ignore them, Eren.
I know. I just don't want you to leave. You're the only good thing that's happened to this city in a long
I thought
time.
it was strange that Arengoth stopped coming into town. I suppose he's having some difficulties out here.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
I've never seen Mjol this upset about anything. The city really gets to her.
In a manner of speaking.
I don't know you. You and Riften looking for trouble?
This one is not scared of a shaved skin like you.
That's the wrong answer. Last thing the Blackbriars need around here is some troublemaker trying to steal a piece of the action.
Who are these Blackbriars,
The Blackbriars have Riften in their pocket, and the Thieves Guild watching their back. So keep your nose out of their business.
A Thieves Guild? Interesting. And who are you,
Me? I'm Maul. I watch the streets for 'em. If you need dirt on anything, I'm your guy. But it'll cost you.
Dirt, Drexen is not exactly clean himself.
Then you're stupider than you look. You better watch your ass around here.
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
I know I did. But how was I to know the shipment would get robbed?
Next time, keep your plans quieter, and nothing would have happened to it.
What? Are you telling me you robbed it? Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Look,
New in
Chandra,
town,
last
eh?
warning. Pay
Here
up
for
or
the
else.
fishing, I guess.
All I care about is the gold. Everything else is your problem. Yeah? What's your problem?
You are blocking Drexen from getting in the inn.
What's your problem?
What the? Khajiit must be too tired. Must be seeing things. Need rest.